Hey everyone, Brobuscus here, and welcome back to another Let's Watch of Death Battle. Today's episode, we got Felonious Gru from Despicable Me versus Megamind. Now, I should say with all my reaction videos, there should be a link in the description below. You can go watch the actual episode yourself. Go support the official release before watching some random guy new to react to it, okay? Got it? It's not the right hand sign. You know what? We're gonna go with it anyway. Cool. Well, that kind of leads into a bit of a disclaimer for this video. I am a little tired, and not feeling super amazing, but the show must go on, as they say. I'm fine. I just probably woke up a little too early, is all. But enough about that for now. Let's see what this episode is all about. So, Gru versus Megamind. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time. I like to think I'm a fan of both of these characters. It's not like I researched basically the entirety of the Megamind franchise in prep for this, but, you know, whatever. And at this current moment, I have seen all of the Despicable Me movies. I think 1 and 2 are good, really good even. I think the Minions movies are, like, they're not absolutely awful, but they're not really good either. And then Despicable Me's 3 and 4 are both collectively meh at best. I wasn't super into them, and I have no desire to watch the upcoming Minions movie. So, there's that. As for Megamind, I love the original movie. And then all of the new stuff that's come out since then, particularly Megamind vs. the Doom Syndicate and Megamind Rules. I won't lie, I kind of enjoyed Megamind Rules. I don't know. Like, it wasn't great by any means, but I thought it was just relatively fun, harmless kids media. I have seen far worse stuff for kids. Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate. I wouldn't go so far as to say that it's good or that I particularly enjoyed it, but it definitely was not the absolute dumpster fire that people made it out to be. Would I watch it again? Probably not. Do I regret watching it? Nah. But regardless of my thoughts and feelings on their mediums, I do really like both Gru and Megamind as characters. You know, the whole villain turned hero thing is already kind of an interesting trope if done right. And on top of that, just both of them just have such fun personalities, so it makes even when their media is bad, they're still fun characters, so I can at least get behind that. Now, who do I want to win? Who I think is going to win? Well, by the virtue of the fact that I said earlier that I researched all of Megamind's franchise in prep for this, I think you can kind of guess that I'm rooting for Megamind on this one. I mean, again, I don't have anything against Gru. I just don't particularly care for his movies. And even the ones that I do like again, Despicable Me 1 and 2, I do like the original Megamind movie over them. So, yeah, I do prefer Megamind. I would prefer him to win. The question is he going to? Do I think he should win? And that is, as I say a bunch of times, that is the $1.5 million question, isn't it? So here's the thing. I think both of them have every means available to them to win. The question is who's going to get it done first. Both have laser dodging feats. They could very easily just call it even from there. Megamind can travel faster, especially with his brain bots. And on that note, the brain bots outnumber the minions by like 10 times, but the minions are just on a whole other level of bullshit. If the minions and the brain bots collided in like a full-on army battle, I do think the minions would win, despite their overwhelming numbers. But the brain bots really aren't all about physical brawls now, are they? They're about helping Megamind out, and they're about setting up traps. Something that the minions don't exactly have a great track record against. And then add Minion on top of that, or Chum, as he's called now. I'm still gonna call him Minion, but yeah. I think Gru is physically superior, just on a strength and durability edge, but I really don't think that matters. When both have so much tech that can win the fight instantly. The big thing for me is, I know the obvious and most infamous thing is the dehydration gun, or the D gun, really. And I do think that it is a very useful weapon to have here. My thing is, I don't know how Gru deals with Megamind's Death Ray. Because with that thing's power, I don't think Gru or any of the minions are surviving a blast from that. And it's so fast, I don't think they're gonna see it coming until it's too late. And given that Megamind doesn't quite announce his arsenal, at least not like Gru does, and even then Gru doesn't do it like a super whole lot anymore. I don't think there's any way they could know about the Death Ray until it's already been fired, and by that point, if it's been fired and it's not like a crazy distance away, they're probably dead. So and then combine that with Megamind's intelligence, again, just a larger army, and I would probably argue trickier tech, especially with like the disguise generator. I think I gotta side with Megamind, but I could very easily see an argument for Gru to win, and we will see if the episode can do that. So let's jump right into it, shall we?
Gru versus Megamind.
You either die a despicable villain or live long enough to become an admirable hero.
He's Wiz and I'm
Sure.
Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I'm still very excited for this.
Evil never dies. It merely goes dormant, waiting for a villain to arise and spread its name to the darkest corners of the earth.
Like a man so evil, he cuts in line at the coffee shop and makes balloon animals for kids and then pops them in their face. What a despicable man.
The world would surely tremble at his name, Gru.
Really? Just Gru? Doesn't have some sort of stage name or like doctorate or,
Nope.
you know?
Felonious Gru, son of the supervillain known as the Bald Terror.
Oh man, he's so dead.
Even as a small child, Gru had big aspirations. He could make rocket bikes, cheese rays, and this dog?
And his arsenal grew even more with the help of his new best buddy, Dr. Nefario. See? Now that's a supervillain name. Come on, man.
With Nefario's help, Gru's gadgets grew gadgets. Flamethrowers, sticky fingers, fantastic entertainment for 2-year-olds, and a fully weaponized airship. Though I must question this thing's aerodynamics.
Yeah.
It's loaded up with wing-mounted machine guns, a rocket
At least it's
thruster
not
that
like
can escape
Scarlet
the Earth's
Overkill's
atmosphere,
ship.
and a whole lot of missiles.
Despite the impressive firepower, Gru's go-to weapon seems to be his freeze ray, which can encase most people in ice with a single shot.
With his gadgets and gusto combined, and a little teaching from the School of Villainy, Gru started making strides in the underworld of evil. He swiped the crown jewels when he was only a kid, nabbed the New York City Jumbotron just for fun, and even stole both the Eiffel Tower and the Statue of Liberty.
From Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gru was bad, but he wasn't good at being bad. A lot of his schemes kind of blew up in his face.
The line dividing genius from moron
He was like
is a
competent
thin
as a
one.
kid, and
Just
then he
look at
just
us.
kind of
Oh
kept.
yeah, my back hurts from
getting
carrying
worse
all
and
the
worse.
genius between us.
Regardless, while Gru may not have been the infamous villain he'd hoped, he did earn the loyalty of a few guys.
Guys,
Yeah, guys, like little guys. There's Kevin, Bob, Stuart, Otto, Billy, Larry, John, Liam, Chad.
oh, the Minions! And that's not just their role, it's the actual name of their species.
Yeah.
Right. The Minions have existed since the dawn of life itself, over 3 billion years ago, and they all follow one instinct: to serve the biggest, baddest, most despicable villain they can find.
T-Rexes, Count Dracula, AI artists, whatever
Gross.
evil they can lay their grubby little eyes on. Or just one eye. But finding their big boss was the easy part. Keeping them, not so much.
The
Yeah.
amount of times the Minions have incidentally caused the death of their own bosses is staggering.
Wait, didn't one of them serve the Queen of England?
What about it?
Nothing.
The Minions
Okay.
witnessed Gru's villainy firsthand and decided that he
They haven't
would be
killed
the
Gru
next
yet,
big
so that's
boss
gotta
they
count for something,
follow.
right?
It worked out like PB&J, because like Gru, these guys do machines.
The Minions invented the fly swatter centuries before humans did. They somehow crafted light bulbs
Okay,
and
Jesus.
instruments while living in the Arctic.
Listen,
So
Minions
naturally,
names.
building Gru's absolutely massive evil lair proved a simple task.
They're geniuses. They once pulled off a jailbreak by building a flying machine out of prison outfits, fans, computers, and toilets. Aisle seaters are in shambles right now.
And they're seemingly invulnerable, having been smashed flat, set on fire, and exploded by missiles even inside their own mouths. But also, they're possibly immortal? Kevin here has been around since the dawn of their species, which means Kevin is 3 billion years old.
And their numbers keep increasing. Over 10,000 minions clock into work every day.
And
Yeah.
yet, in a real work setting, they'd be fired in minutes.
Oh yeah, there's nothing like a banana, a popsicle, a butt, or anything remotely silly to distract them enough for plans to go off course. But these guys love TikTok.
It's no wonder that, even with
Probably.
thousands of minions at his back, Gru still couldn't cut it as a supervillain. Maybe it was time to hang up the freeze ray for good, but not before taking a chance at his ultimate dream.
Still the moon.
Easier said than done.
Oh no, really? The moon?
When he couldn't get the shrink ray he needed on his own, Gru required a new, even more despicable weapon.
Children. Specifically, adopting 3 girls. And somehow it worked. Crime of the century, here we go.
How tragic that through all the dance recitals and unicorns, Gru discovered the joys of fatherhood.
Oh, story of my life. God, I'm so proud of her. Anyway, out with the
Oh, yeah,
villain and
Gru-
in with the bedtime
Lucy's a
story.
daughter. I
But
forgot
even
about
though
that.
he turned a new leaf for his daughters, Gru wasn't done commanding his minion army. Now he'd just do it as not a villain, by joining the Anti-Villain League.
The AVL hooked him up with lipstick tasers and goop grenades, mini submarines and high-tech cars, and some great date nights with the future Mrs. Gru. Things are looking up, buddy.
5 minions even underwent experimental procedures
Yeah,
to
the
become
Mega
more
Minions.
powerful than before. The Mega Minions.
Tim stretches. Dave got super strength. Gus got super strength and flight. Sorry, Dave. Jerry became an indestructible brick monster who eats live bombs. He's my favorite. And Mel's new laser eye can blast through the planet and hit a satellite on the other side in less than a second.
Calculating its speed across the Earth, that's 5% the speed of light.
So, Gru's true
Okay.
calling wasn't being a villain at all. He's an anti-villain. And he's good at it, too. This guy can dodge heat-seeking missiles and casually punch out a shark in one one shot. All because he was in full dad mode.
But the most incredible element here is easy to miss. For billions of years, the minions have had the biological drive to serve the greatest villain they can find. And yet, despite Gru's turn away from villainy, they chose to continue serving him. The minions' love for Gru is so strong, it overwrote their primordial genetic code.
They still see greatness in him, even now. After all, Felonious Gru will go to the moon and back to keep his family safe. Wait, Kevin, don't touch that button!
Damn.
What happens when the villain wins? On a grim, dark day, the citizens of Metro City learned the horrifying answer to that question, when their hero, their Metro Man, was lost forever. Bested by the fearsome supervillain destined for greatness, Megamind.
Cause if your rival's name is gonna be that on the nose, you better match that energy. Their feud
Yeah.
goes way back to when they escaped their dying planet Superman style, and immediately got in each other's way.
While Metro Baby landed in a nice and cozy home, he caused the weird blue kid to crash land in prison and literally grow up behind bars. What kind of city government would make the kid stay in jail?
It wasn't as bad as you'd think. He was a perfect fit for the Metrocity prison for the criminally gifted.
Metro City.
But while everyone outside bars loved that new kid who could fly, they weren't too keen on the boy with the big blue head and his constant string of destructive accidents.
So if he was going to be the bad guy no matter what, why not embrace it and become a true supervillain?
Sounds kinda like you. Megamind is a genius
Damn.
inventor,
Bald.
creating weapons to stage prison breaks before he can even talk.
It does sound like me. With a bit of tutoring from Machiavellian in the ways of wrongdoing, he got to work on his crime-starting career, facing off with his destined rival over and over again.
And Megamind's got everything he needs. An invisible car for getaways, assuming he can find the thing.
Yeah.
A hover bike for flying and shooting at the same time, if he can multitask. Lasers, bombs, bubble guns, baseball bats, jet boots, and more galore.
But his go-to is the D-gun, a laser pistol with various possible effects, such as destroying, decelerating, demoralizing, de-locking, de-gravity thing.
I wouldn't expect a guy calling himself Megamind to have the best name ideas with.
True.
He probably based the entire thing around his favorite setting, dehydration, which turns people and objects into tiny cubes for easy storage, though they can be returned to normal with a drop of water.
He did keep the whole mind thing running with his horde of henchmen, the Brain Bots. These mini-mechs follow Megamind's every command, even pulling off the most incredible drone show you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
Which, according to the director's commentary, is made up of over 100,000 brain bots. Though, ironically, I wouldn't call his brain bots, smart. That designation goes to Megamind's proper minion, Minion!
Minion serves many roles for Megamind. Sidekick, guy in the chair, awkward sibling relationship despite technically being his pet.
The best fish friend you could have in your plans to kidnap news reporter Roxanne Ritchie to piss off Metro Man for the 19th time this week. Or for the final time. Children, shield your eyes!
He did
Surprise.
it! Thanks to his most powerful invention of all, an orbital death ray that could shatter mountains, Metro City's hero had fallen. It was Megamind's time to rule.
And he had no idea what to do next. With Metro Man dead, what was even the point?
Clearly, he needed a new superhero to fight, and apparently, he could just make that happen. With his diffuser gun, he injected this loser with Metro Man's DNA, turning him into Metro Man 2.0, Titan.
Megamind even trained him himself, using his disguise generator and expert acting skills. What a performer! But for all his smarts,
Megamind's definitely a better
is a
actor
terrible
than Gru.
judge of character. When Titan turned tyrant, Metrocity needed yet another superhero to save it.
Metro City. Thanks to some encouragement from an old friend, rival, who wasn't actually dead at all and just let all of this happen despite having godlike superpowers.
Yeah.
Thanks to some encouragement from a very experienced friend, Megamind stepped up to the plate.
Hey, he had the moxie for it. Megamind's tanked explosions and dodged electric blasts. Titan was strong enough to toss around a skyscraper, and Megamind put up a solid fight with his mech armor.
A suit specifically designed to mimic the pilot's movements, whether it be lamppost sword fighting, busting a move, or being surprisingly stealthy.
And with
Yeah.
quick thinking and
He-
some
this
hench
dude
help,
disappeared
Megamind taught
from
Titan
right in
a
front of
lesson
Titan.
He knew all too well. The bad guy always loses.
So the city decided to just forgive Megamind of all his years of terror and destruction and call him their superhero. I guess they didn't really have any better options.
Hey, Megamind took his new role as the city's hero seriously. He even built a suit that mimicked Metro Man's strength, flight, and X-ray vision.
Now, the D-gun is used to make runaway bad guys lose their balance and get caught. His portal bazooka is excellent for saving people from out-of-control cars. And while the Death Ray might not have been a hero killer, it's certainly great at blowing up giant evil robots.
And Minion was all for it.
Actually, once they went nice, Minion had to legally change his name to Old Chum because of some other Minion-related thing.
What?
Oops.
You mean the yellow guys?
No, I mean they got a cease and desist from Mr. Minion's Meatsicles.
Sounds delicious. I'm still gonna call him Minion. You can't break
Yeah,
up this duo.
fair enough.
Even as Megamind uses his tools for good, destruction still tends to be inevitable. To the point that, as the new mayor of Metro City and his new partner, Roxanne instated a policy that anyone inconvenienced by a Megamind battle would receive a free cup of coffee. That sounds horrifically ripe for corruption.
So that's why there's so many Starbuckses everywhere. At least the brain bots are covering all the cleanup. It's a messy job being a superhero, but Megamind's finally found his purpose, even saving the city from the Doom Syndicate, which is like 6 of him.
Though not without some self-induced difficulty. You have an instant wind gun on your hip. Use it!
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
with girlfriend, sidekick, and adoring fans to keep him going, it doesn't matter what sort of danger comes to town. Megamind will always rise up as the defender of Metrocity.
It's Metro City! All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Pause. Okay, we definitely need to talk about this. Oh God. Okay. So, So I still kind of stand by everything I said earlier. In that, okay, Megamind's incredibly smart. They had a black box saying that Minion's intelligence kind of matches Megamind's. Death Ray can still. They specifically said that Death Ray could blow up mountains. In Megamind Rules, that thing redirected a 10-mile wide comet. They did have a note in one of the slides saying that like his binky destroyed that comet, which is true, I guess. I'm surprised I didn't talk much about the binky at all. I guess there's not really a lot of super combat applicable ways they could use it. At least not that Megamind's used anyway. Okay. So I think on Gru's side, Freeze Ray is good, Fart Gun is good, Shrink Ray is good, Lipstick Taser might be okay, and the minions are busted. And obviously a physical advantage definitely helps. Because when it comes to physical combat, Megamind's not really all that great. They mentioned that Mel's laser could fire at 5% the speed of light, and then it didn't really bring up much in the way of speed for Megamind, aside from like dodging electricity, which is nice, I guess, but that's not like amazing. Yeah, I don't know. And then on Megamind's side of things, sorry. I mentioned Death Ray. Dehydrate is good. Decelerate can slow people down, so that's good against Gru and the minions. D-Gravity is good. They didn't mention delete, but they did have a thing in the one of the slides saying that he vaporized a building. I'm gonna guess that they're talking about delete. I don't think they like. I know Gru and the minions do have weapons that can counter dehydrate, but they didn't. I don't think they mentioned any of them. And even then, my thing is that I don't know if Gru or the minions would know how to do that. Like the only way I could see them countering dehydrate is by accident. So I think I'm still going to side with Megamind, but again, I could very easily see an argument for Gru to win. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens, shall we? Play.
Minions, prep the artillery! We're not letting him get away!
Hi, peoples!
Ooh, and here I thought it was the hero who chases the bad guys! Ha!
Oh. Looks pretty solid so far. Oh dear!
Minion, I'm going to need a new pair of pants.
Yes, sir. Sending you the Sunday Best package. Take this!
Damn.
Freeze ray!
A dark color scheme!
Strike ray!
Henchmen who look the same!
Laser gun!
Ingenious weaponry! You are certainly a real supervillain!
Damn.
Goody tomato.
Freaking Sonic ice cream.
You're just missing one thing!
And what might that be?
Presentation!
Minions, assemble! And start the music!
Oh geez, that was a good shot.
Oh, check that mark in the morning. No, hey, we just fixed that. Come on, sir, smash him. Oh, hey, that's
That was Mel.
cute.
You dare challenge Megamind in my own monstrosity? Do you even know who I am?
Well, life is full of disappointments.
Hey!
Damn.
Banana.
Oh dear.
Now, as you like to
Megamind.
say, dehydration gun!
If you're going to steal my lines, at least do it properly.
Whoa!
Uh-oh. That
Okay,
works, I guess.
Okay, thank you for the help.
Minion, is the death raid ready?
Approaching. Getting there. Almost. Kinda. Maybe. On the way.
What's going on?
Fire! Whoa!
Oh, Roxanne's gonna kill me.
Damn. Okay. Well, I think that might
Remember this, villain. The good guys always win.
I think that might be it.
This is how it's really done. Dehydration gun!
Villain! You mean... Oh, wait a minute. This is all a big misunderstanding.
Oh, geez.
Huh?
Well, that's one way to do it. What setting was that? Oh.
Oh, work is going to kill me for this.
Okay.
Yes, that's 2 for Gru, 0 for Will Ferrell.
With so
Damn.
many chaotic factors in this fight, it can get overwhelming trying to keep track of them all.
So we'll break it down 3 ways: arsenal, minions, and skill.
In terms of weapon versatility, Megamind definitely had much more to use. The D-gun alone had enough effects to match what Gru could do with nearly his whole kit. Throw in disguise generators, invisible cars, portal bazookas, and it's a lot for Gru to handle.
Just one problem. Megamind might have had variety, but Gru's weaponry was far stronger in scope. Sure, Megamind's death ray could blow up a mountain, but Gru's shrink ray could take out the moon.
And is much easier to use on top of it. Frankly, much of Megamind's deadliest weaponry would have little effect anyway.
Check this out. When Gru first tried to get the shrink ray, he triggered a missile trap so explosive it created a mushroom cloud. Based on the size of the blast, that's about 4 kilotons of TNT. And
Okay.
all those missiles fired at him from point-blank range.
Shockingly, that's about 38 times greater than Megamind's orbital death ray. And Gru kind of just walked it off. Megamind's mecha suit could take big hits like that, but Megamind himself? No.
So Megamind would have a hard time blowing him up, but he could still dehydrate him, disintegrate him, freeze him, or even just turn off his gravity and send him flying into space, right?
Sure, though Gru does have some similar weaponry. As far as arsenal is concerned, Gru could take out Megamind through sheer firepower, but Megamind could potentially counter with the D-gun's effects. It's a whoever shoots first wins situation. Their arsenals match up fairly evenly.
But
Okay.
these guys aren't alone. Let's cover Gru's minions and Megamind's, minions.
1-to-1, one of Gru's minions was certainly more likely to take out a brainbot. Sure, minions may have the attention span of an iPad kid, but they can effortlessly hack, dismantle, and rewire most machines, like, you know, Megamind's brainbots.
And they just won't die. Certainly nothing the brainbots have can take them out. For all we know, the minions may be completely indestructible.
To be fair, maybe one brainbot doesn't stand a chance against one minion, but there are far more brainbots than minions in total, 10 times more, and the brainbots are a much more organized and focused unit.
Compared to the vanilla minions, maybe. But the mega minions are strong enough to rip and chomp through metal like wet paper. Aunt Mel's got a history of destroying satellites with a laser beam strong enough to cut through the earth. So it's bye-bye Death Ray.
But we can't
I
ignore the
guess
most
that's
competent
fair.
minion of them all, Minion, or Megamind's minion, Old Chum.
He's way more competent than Dr. Nefario, can operate all the tech like the mech suit used to fight Titan, and can match Megamind's brains and style beat for beat. Remember that whole presentation bit in the movie? Yeah, that wasn't Megamind.
Yeah, that was Minion.
was Minion.
While Megamind's army lacks the power of, say, the Mega Minions, having a second in command who's just as smart and capable as him makes up for it, making a battle of their underlings too close to call.
So, if neither of them
see.
has a clear edge in weaponry or their henchmen, what matters most isn't the tools themselves, but how good or bad they are at using them. It all comes down to skill.
Both Gru and Megamind have their share of less than genius moments and bad luck, but even in the face of things gone wrong, Gru tends to fail upwards, still ultimately completing his missions, unlike Megamind, who tends to fail much harder before he learns how to succeed.
And we love him for it. It's not like Gru has to put up with Elvis Superman, but even during their villain phases, Gru found some success, unlike Megamind.
Who also has a bad habit of not
I guess
using
that's
his weapon
fair.
effectively. Like never using the D-gun against the Doom Syndicate, either because he can get easily flustered or he just loves showing off. So it's more likely Gru could succeed in a whoever shoots first wins quick draw situation with their arsenals.
Quick Draw is right. Megamind dodging electric blasts is impressive, clocking in around half the speed of sound.
But it pales in comparison to Gru piloting hypersonic ships into space and dodging heat-seeking missiles at Mach 10, meaning he is fast enough to win that quick draw. Gru takes skill, which finally tips the scales. After a nail-biting back and forth, he has just enough
Alright,
to
I
land
guess.
the winning blow first, more often than not.
Sorry, Megamind. I think you losing was a atrocity.
It's Metros... I trust... The winner is Felonious Gru.
Next time on
All right,
Death Battle.
what's this? Is it Yuji Denji? Oh, it is.
Subscribe and join
Wow,
us
wait.
over to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Wait. So we got so we had Reze, and then immediately like we had Reze, and then we had this episode, and now we're getting Denji. Huh? Okay, that's interesting. Okay. I mean, cool. Yeah, it seems like a cool fight. I just didn't expect it so soon. All right then. Okay. Fun times. All right. I have some thoughts on that episode. Okay, let me just say I think the fight is fun. Both their characters are covered super well. It looks nice. I'm kind of still a little iffy on the Gru model, but I will let it go. It's not like Gru has a great variety of models anyway. I won't lie, I'm a little unconvinced about the result. Like, not that I don't think Gru winning is valid, it is. But I don't know. Something about that felt off to me. I guess I'll need to sit on that a little bit more. But aside from that, the fight was fun. The voice acting was pretty good. I kind of wish for as much as they were kind of hyping up Minion, that he would be more involved here. Like, even if it's just at the base, he could probably do quite a bit there and like clue Megamind in on stuff. Like, I mean, like, we did have the moment of him telling Megamind that the Death Ray was ready, but that's really about it. That's really all Minion did in this fight. So I don't know. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's honestly probably a bit of a bonus that he's here at all, considering how much this fight already does. I will say the giant Megamind construct out of Brainbots, that was super impressive. I don't know how they did that, but that was really impressive. And it looked pretty too, so that always helps. The music I need to listen to on its own, but it fit. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, the moment stuff like the dehydration thing and the death ray didn't work, I was like, okay, so Megamind lost. I don't know. I think that's ultimately my problem here, is that this fight felt a little... again, I need to sit on it a little bit more, because usually my thoughts on an episode can shift the more I watch it, and I will rewatch this quite a bit because it was still fun, but the fight felt a little telegraphed, I guess you could say. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Like, the second dehydrate didn't work, I was like, like, the second... really, honestly, it was the second that Megamind pulled out dehydrate in the first place. The fact that when he turned Gru into a cube, I was like, this seems early. Are we sure about this? Yeah, I don't know. It didn't quite leave me like crazy, like anxious or whatever, like other fights did. Like if you go back to my reaction to like Cell versus Metal Sonic, for instance, like that one had me on the edge of my seat. This one kind of didn't, and for a fight that's a lot closer than that one, I don't know how to feel about that. But okay. But it was still fun. I still had a good time. I just wish there was a bit more that could have been done, but maybe I'm asking for too much. I don't claim to be an expert on all things production, so there might be something. There might be a reason why this fight didn't go the way I was expecting. Maybe I just was asking for too much. I don't know. But admittedly, while I did have a good time, I can't help but feel at least a little slightly let down. But, oh well, you know, again, it was still a good episode. All right, I just want to say that right here, right now. It also could be I'm tired. This has just not really been a great day for me, so maybe that's a part of it too. Yeah. But it was still a fun fight. I'm glad it's here, and I look forward to the next one, even though I don't really have much sway on it. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.